So this story starts out me leaving work just a bit early enough for me not to have to close. And as soon as I got off, I, for whatever odd reason, I really am glad that I did this. But I just felt like, hey, I want to go to this certain game store, Game Factor. And Game Factor, actually a bit far away, but I really don't know why. I just really felt like I just had to go to the store. And as soon as I arrived to the store, I did my usual typical things. Look at every single game they had very carefully, see if any game catches my eye. And something did catch my eye. It was behind the glass counter on the wall, and they had this game for the Super Nintendo called Castlevania Dracula X. Now, I'm not big on really the Castlevania games, but Dracula X was on my radar of one of the Super Nintendo games that I really wanted to get. And I have to say that when I first saw the price of the game, I was like, but do I really want to pay this price for just for one game? And the price was actually $30, which to me, I think if I remember correctly, I didn't really. I mean, I had the money to spend. Like, no joke, I had the money to spend. But it felt like, do I really want to spend more money just for this game? And I would say this. I really had no clue how great of a deal that game was. And what I ended up doing was, I looked a little bit around the game store a bit more. Then I went back to this Dracula X game, and I was like, okay, screw it. I'm going to look up the eBay price real quick, and I'll make that as my final decision. And as soon as I look up the eBay prices, I found out, oh snap, this is actually an excellent deal. Because the price I saw on eBay, this game was going around for $90 to $100 around this time. And I was like, oh shoot, I have to pick up this game right now. I am most likely will never find a game for this price ever again. And I was right too, so I know I made this right choice I just made. I went to one of the employees who I don't think I ever seen before, but I told his employee, say, hey, I want this Super Nintendo game right here. And he was like, okay, sure. So to make sure I didn't look like I was doing anything shady, even though I wasn't, I just want a game that happens to be at a great price that they were selling it for. I decided to make sure that I didn't look shady is by going to the $5 section of the game store, and I picked up a random PS1 game called Celebrity Deathmatch.
Charles moves in close, now working the body, and it looks like...
Oh, a headbutt sends him down again. Marilyn really letting him know who's in charge.
This is what the crowd came to see, Johnny.
I'm familiar with the show, but I know nothing about the video game. But hey, a $5 game. Let's hurry up and put this along with my Castlevania Dracula X, so it doesn't really look like I'm doing anything shady. Like, again, I'm not, but to me, I felt like I was. And as soon as this guy was about to ring me up, one of the employees who I see all the time, and I still remember his name, Zach, comes next to the cash register, looks at the stuff I'm buying, and he sees, oh, Castlevania Dracula X. Yeah, we just got that game just recently. Nice. And he walks away. And I was like, oh, thank God he didn't say anything. Because something told me he knew the actual price for this game. But, luckily, he didn't. I bought the game, and I left. Yeah, and you think, oh, this is where the story ends. Well, I'm gonna give you some little extra info on the story, but I actually went back to that game store, and I don't know, I guess to look around, and this is like a couple days after I bought this game. Zach, the employee I was a bit afraid of that he might somehow screw me over, looks at me very depressed. Because as soon as I walked in, his reaction to me was changed. He was like, how much did you pay for that Dracula X game? And I was like, $30? And he's like, man. Because somebody at his store fucked up. Like, legit fucked up. And I will say this, even though I didn't say this to him, but I'm gonna say this. I am so glad that one of you guys fucked up. Because, if I try to buy that game today, I don't know I will ever put that type of money down, because Dracula X, I really do like the game, don't get me wrong, but if I bought it today and it wasn't at the cost of $30, I don't think I'd be a bit more hesitant, because now the game is going for about what? I think the game's going close to around 100 to 200 now. Yeah, it's ridiculous how much that game has gone up since the time I found my copy. But that's okay. Now, to give you a quick description on Castlevania Dracula X, it's basically Rondo of Blood for the PC Engine CD. Except for what I understand, I have yet to play Rondo of Blood or own the game, but I probably will get it eventually. But for what I've been told, it's basically the exact same game on Super Nintendo, but it's heavily watered down for what I understand. I don't know how watered down it is, but for what I've been told, it is not as good as the PC Engine CD version. But hey, until then, I'm happy to play this watered down version of Castlevania Dracula X, because I actually kind of enjoyed this game. So I am so glad I paid $30 and not $200 like it's going for now.